Well, you know we're great animal lovers.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. I think we take it even... I mean, it's because the English are very embarrassed all the time, as you know, and don't really want to be around people anymore.
Is that true?
Do you
actually,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
And what
they much prefer animals.
Well, what does that come from?
Embarrassment.
Yeah, I know, but how does it become ingrained in these people?
Embarrassment. Well, when you grow up as a baby, everyone around you is very embarrassed the whole time. You know, saying, sorry. Sorry, excuse me, I'm being embarrassed, but I'm very sorry about it. And it simply, it gets conditioned at a very early stage.
Reinforced, sure.
Yeah, and if the English want something, like a piece of toast, I wouldn't say, may I have a piece of toast?
Right.
I would say, sorry.
You would start out by
I would say sorry.
Yeah.
And then I would say, I wouldn't say, please pass me the toast. I would say, I wonder if I could be so very bold as to suggest that you might be so good as to consider the possibility that you might, in due course, possibly see your way clear to being so very good as to pass me a slice of toast.
I see, yeah.
Yes. Could I, in fact, have a slice of toast? Sure. Thank you.
This is not toasty warm.
Oh, that's very good. Do you have anything to...
yeah, we have a little...
The cigar would be good. No, fine. Very good.
Something about... You have a genuine, perhaps maybe not even a healthy interest in fish, don't you?
Well, I feel that fish are underrated, and the purpose of this film is to put fish on the map, because, I mean, they're great pets. I mean, for a start, they never wake you up by barking or anything like that. You always know exactly where they are, right? You never say, the fish has escaped, did somebody leave the back door open? You don't have to give them shots, you don't have to brush them.
Right.
If you forget to feed them, they just eat each other. And the great thing is...
Very rarely get run over by a car.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they don't drown.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that they can breathe underwater. Now, you see, everybody says, okay, so fish can breathe. I mean, do you know anyone who can breathe underwater? If I could breathe underwater, David, I would never stop talking about it. But, I mean, they're very smart. No, seriously, I mean, Albert Einstein couldn't breathe underwater. Right. And the Buddha, who had extraordinary control over all his physiological processes, he couldn't breathe underwater. And even our Lord, who could walk on it, couldn't inhale it.
You're right. They may be very underrated.
They are underrated.
It's
what does that noise mean when they go whoop? What does
that grateful appreciation on their part.
They are happy.
Yeah, because especially since they paid nothing to get in. It's a fish called Wanda. Yourself, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, and Michael Palin.
Michael Palin.
Yeah, but how do you treat fans? I mean, you're allowed
badly. I mean,
you're allowed to be an asshole, right? If they want a picture with you,
fawning creatures coming up telling me how wonderful I am and how can I be as wonderful as you? Fuck off.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Now, in this country, we call that being politically incorrect.
Oh, really?
Which, yes,
really?
Which is the name of my first show.
Yeah, I used to watch it.
And, you know, political incorrectness. Could we just bitch about that for a minute?
Oh, it's so awful, isn't it? It starts out as a halfway decent idea.
Right.
And then it goes completely wrong. It's
right.
taken to ad absurdum. I used to go out and do these racial jokes. I'd say, French, you know, why do the French have so many civil wars so they can win one now and again?
Yeah.
Why are Australians so well balanced? Because they have a chip on each shoulder, you know. Right. I used to do these jokes, and then I say, and there were these two Mexicans, and the whole place would go, oh.
Right.
I want to say, what you make jokes about Swedes and Germans and French and English and Canadians and Americans. Why can't we make jokes about Mexicans? Is it because they're so feeble that they can't look after themselves? You see, it's very, very condescending there. You know? Well, why is it? Who are the people you can't make jokes about?
Muslims.
Muslim?
Yeah. Try that.
Yeah, but
See what your Twitter feed says.
Yes. Yeah, but that's not saying that you can't. That just means that they'll kill you.
Fuck them. Yes.